slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't.
Hey team, hope you're all doing well. Today's topic I wanted to discuss supercompensation, and I was recently on a coaching call with one of my athletes, and we were talking about this, and even he said that he had never heard about supercompensation. So I did want to touch on this specific topic and why it is so important for you as a middle to long distance runner. Supercompensation is commonly referred to overcompensation. It's not only a physiological training adaptation that occurs, but it's also what happens initially after you do a workout and what happens around 48 hours after you do a workout. So there's 4 specific phases of supercompensation. It's basically when you do your track workout or you do your tempo run or you do your long run, your body is effectively much weaker after you do that specific workout. Okay, so it's what happens about 48 hours after you do a anaerobic training workout, whether it's like a fartlek workout or a speed training session, or you do a really hard long run, or even if you do a long, easy long run, your body is much weaker after you do that workout. But the beautiful effect of supercompensation is what occurs around 48 hours after you do the workout. Your body bounces back and you're like 2 to 3 times stronger than you were initially after you completed that specific workout. So the 4 specific phases of supercompensation is training, recovery, supercompensation itself, and decline of fitness. So in terms of phase 1, you as the athlete begin to produce a training stimulus that is obviously much higher than what your body is previously used to. So when we do these workouts, whether it's like 10 800s on the track or 10 1 kilometer reps on the track, we're not used to that. So that stress prompts fatigue on us. And because of that, our performance declines initially after we finish that workout. So obviously we're much more fatigued, we're much more physically taxed and mentally taxed after we do a hard workout like that. Phase 2 is recovery. So as we decline performance after that specific intensity, there's no choice. We don't have any choice but to recover from that particular workout that we did. So proper recovery and nutrition is absolutely vital for our energy stores and our performance to improve over time. Okay, so as that happens, we move into phase 3, supercompensation. So this is where, this is really the good stuff. This is after adequate recovery has taken place from a workload that we previously were not suited to be able to handle. The responsive nature of the body builds itself back up. Okay, so you're basically tricking your body into becoming more suitable to withstand the next effort that you throw at yourself. Phase 4 is decline of fitness. Naturally, all good things must come to an end. So when you introduce your training, the stimulus should frame the height of supercompensation effects to maximize benefits. So the process of repeating this particular workout that you do over time, as I mentioned in other videos, it does take about 4 weeks to adapt what you're throwing at yourself. So on the screen here, you're going to see basically a graphic overview of what happens. We do the workout, we start off in that initial level of preparedness, and depletion occurs initially after you do that hard workout. Okay, so the restitution phase, that 2 to 3 days of recovery allows sufficient time for your body to adapt to that hard training, and then supercompensation does occur. You bounce back much more stronger than you were initially from the start, from when you started that hard workout. So Supercompensation, although a lot of runners don't know much about it or have never really heard that specific term. I heard about it first from my collegiate coach Jack Hazen, and then I read about it in other training and exercise physiology books like from Dr. Jack Daniels and Dr. Joe Vigil. And supercompensation doesn't, as I mentioned, when you do these hard workouts, obviously we're not accustomed to doing extremely hard workouts when we're not very anaerobically fit. So it's very difficult to do, say, a 3 to 4 mile tempo run at the beginning of your buildup. You're going to have a very hard time being able to handle that higher amount of lactic acid buildup. You're going to feel like you're sprinting when you're not in really great shape, and you maybe even like you start off. Maybe you're an athlete that can hold like a 236. Maybe you're like a 236 marathoner or a 3-hour marathoner who can hold 6:52 mile pace, or a 236 marathoner who can hold around 6-minute mile pace. When you're not very anaerobically fit, if you're starting off doing a 3 to 4 mile tempo run, running at 6-minute mile pace is going to be a struggle when you're not in great shape. Even for an athletes for, in this example, that are that competitive, even they have to start somewhere. Even me in my own background, having run 2:19 for the marathon, if I'm starting off at the early stages of in a training buildup, and I've had this happen many times over the years, a 3 to 4 mile run at 6-minute mile pace is going to test me to the limits. But if you do this over and over again, over a 3 to 4 week period of time, you do that 3 to 4 mile tempo run, your body is going to adapt, and you're going to have that supercompensation effect. And again, it doesn't happen overnight. We don't just get into phenomenal shape quickly. So it's vital that you just stay the course, and you continue to remind yourself of videos like this where you hear from other runners or other athletes that have competed at a high level, or coaches that have coached athletes at a very high level, and where they state that it does take about 28 days for you to adapt. So don't lose heart. Don't lose hope if you're having a hard time right now. Doing a fartlek session, maybe doing 10 times 1 minute hard, 1 minute easy, and you're trying to run at 8-minute mile pace during the hard sections, but you feel like you're in an all-out sprint, and you've been able to hold 8-minute mile pace for a marathon, but here you are and you're having a hard time holding 8-minute mile pace for just 1 minute segments. Remember the supercompensation effect. Your body is going to adapt, but you have to first know that you're going to become weaker initially after these hard workouts that you're doing. And knowing that the workouts you do today and the benefits of the hard workouts you're doing today is going to start showing itself several weeks from now. Okay, it's not going to happen quickly. You're just not going to get in phenomenal race shape in a matter of a few weeks. You need to be thinking about a few months. And in most cases, if you really want to get to the top level, you got to be thinking about in the next few years. But knowing more about supercompensation and what is that training effect, what actually happens initially after you do a hard training session, will give you more of confidence in knowing that, hey, I know I'm not going to be able to handle this work. I may have a hard time being able to finish this workout, but I'm going to get through it and focus on my nutrition, focus on my recovery, and knowing that I'm going to bounce back from this workout in about 3 days from now. Okay, I'm going to be much, much stronger in about 2 to 3 days after I do this workout. And even though I felt like crap during this workout, I still got a huge physiological boost from getting out on the track, putting in the work. So you don't, in this sport, you're going to have days where you feel awful. But still know, even in those bad days, even in those bad workouts where you just weren't able to hit the splits, you still got out there and you still tested yourself mentally and physically. So having that long-term approach, having that belief in delayed gratification is going to set you up for success, because it's that continual, persistent effort that you keep putting in the work over time that the results are going to show from that. It's when you just kind of are lukewarm about your preparation and you're kind of just, I'm going to train for 2 days, I'm going to take 4 days off, then I'll start training again. No, if you truly want to get better as a middle to long distance runner, you want to make those next big leaps, you have to be white hot focused on what you want to do, and you have to be driven and know that there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but it's those athletes that are tenacious about what they want, and they're willing to put in the work over a long period of time and have that long-term vision and study supercompensation and really know about this particular training effect. Those are the types of athletes that are dangerous. Those are the ones that are the students of the sport that are willing to put in the work, the physical and mental work that goes into preparing for a race, but also are studying training philosophies, listening to podcasts, listening to coaches, reading books, doing everything they can to get to the next level. Those are the types of athletes. And obviously, I know for you watching this video about supercompensation, you already are one of those types of athletes. Average people do not come to RunDreamAchieve.com, and I'm not so much concerned about how fast you are in your chosen event. It's that, are you willing? Do you have that drive? Do you have that motivation? Because if you are a total beginner, or if you are so-called, you hear this term hobby jogger, and there's no shame in that. If you are a hobby jogger, if you're just an athlete that's just out there just have fun, even you can make those big leaps in your own training. Okay, so I respect all types of athletes that come to this channel and that come to RunDreamAchieve.com. So hope this video on supercompensation has been helpful for you. If you have any other questions, if something I did not cover in this video, feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section below. Any other topics, anything that's on your mind you want me to cover in future videos, I will definitely do that and respond. And I will also respond to any comments, as you all know. So thank you so much for watching this video. Check out the resources on RunDreamAchieve.com. Please like and share these videos. I really appreciate that. It will help more runners from around the world to see these videos that I make. And I truly appreciate all the support that all of you provide to this channel. So thank you so much, and I'll talk to you all in the next one.